Welcome to lesson 1 of C++ programming. Within this lesson I'm going to teach you how to output data to the console. First of all, what you want to do is pull up an empty project. First of all, what I need you to type in is hashtag include the pointy bracket, so it's like an arrow, include IO stream, and then close it with the pointy bracket. But basically, include the IOStream is a message to the compiler which says include the IOStream files. This basically copies the files into the project without you physically having to do it, so copy and paste in the project. After this, what you need to do is type in using namespace std. Now, within semicolon after that, within C++, semicolon has to go after every statement except when you got the IOStream or include functions, or after brackets. Using namespace std, basically what this is says I want to use the group of functions in this namespace called std. That's why we're using std. std is a group of classes and objects and variables which are kept in one group. It allows us to use the functions within the standard library which comes with C++. This is necessary so we can use the IO function together. Next, this is where the fun begins. You can include the code. What you want to type in is int main and then open the brackets. It will close it for you as well. Space and put in the squiggly brackets. Once you open it, it will close it again for you. This is here where the line is. This is basically the entry point for the program. This should be where this should be the first function that should be executed when the program runs. So it's the main entry point for the program. Currently, I'm going to put in cout, which is a statement, and I'll tell you what it all means in a minute. Two like arrows to the left, and I'm going to open up speech marks. Speech marks are there for when you want to output text to the screen. So speech mark just says this is a piece of text, and I'm going to type in hello world, and then semicolon at the end. Cout basically means output to the console, and a console within C++, within the Windows environment, is basically the command line. So what you're doing is outputting to the console, and the two arrows pointing left basically is pushing the data to the left, so it's outputting. Later when I show you input, these arrows would be in the other direction, so it would be inputting the right data rather than outputting. And after this, what you want to type in is return 0 and again semicolon. Return 0 is basically returns number 0, saying return the number 0 to say that program executed correctly. So if it didn't execute correctly, you'd have -1 and so on. Now here is, if you want, this is code is complete, so we're going to output hello world to the screen. You got 3 buttons here. One's build, one's run, one's build and run. Build is basically the compiler will compile the program. It'll compile it into ones and zeros so it can be read by the computer. It turns it into a more understandable code by the computer. So if you compile this, and if there was any errors, you would get it at the bottom here, but it says 0 errors, 0 warnings, and then you can go ahead and build and run, and you've got hello world outputted to the screen. And that's basically simply how to output data into the console.